What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Jermell Charlo. Get this. Jermell Charlo states that I want to knock Crawford out. Jermell Charlo, of course, is going up against Canelo Alvarez later this month, and the 33-year-old continues to put in work. He acknowledges that the presence of Terence Crawford is becoming difficult to ignore. Of course, the pound-for-pound star did the unthinkable in Charlo's eyes, beating down and stopping his good friend and former unified welterweight champion, Errol Spence Jr. And he said, "We'll get it in," Charlo told $1 million worth of game anytime he wants to. Okay. What else did he say? He said, "Oh, I want to knock Crawford out." Okay. Let me counterpunch. I think this is karma, and that's for anybody that thought that this wasn't coming. See, the brick wall was supposed to be Errol Spence. Errol Spence was the guy that was, perceived to be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. In fact, over Jermell Charlo, because, he was the guy that was fighting and he had all the opportunities to show that he was one of the best because, he was powered by Al Heyman and, he was supplied with these fighters that could make him a star. And Al Heyman, credit to him, made Errol Spence a star. You know what I mean? The only fight that he really couldn't produce, which was no fault of his own, was Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman's inactivity really caused him to kind of put himself out of that limelight, right? And he lost to Manny Pacquiao, a 40-year-old congressman at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, he made the mega bucks. That was his, claim to fame, but he come up short, which was a very good fight, okay? I'm not disrespecting Keith Thurman at all, because a lot of people don't acknowledge Keith Thurman. They talk about that first round, but they don't talk about that, it was a split decision loss. So Thurman came back, grit his teeth, and started wailing away at Manny Pacquiao and hit him some pretty good shots, okay? So I think, if anything, okay, we have a guy in Jermell Charlo that thought that Terence Crawford wouldn't be that person that he would ever have to challenge. He was that guy that was like, well, Errol Spence is going to knock his block off, so guess what? I don't have to worry about him anyway. Who is he? One of Bob Arum's flunkies. He's not even a part of our team, like Andy Ruiz says, team. So I don't have to worry about him. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't this. He ain't that. Okay, so a lot of things happened and a lot of things was said about Terence Crawford. And as soon as Terence Crawford got the opportunity to go in there against Jermell Charlo, Errol Spence, he showed Jermell Charlo, like, look, you're next. I'm coming for you next, because that's exactly what he said. And the scariest thing about somebody that doesn't talk a lot, but everything he says he's going to do, he does, you better start believing him. And see, now I think and I hope that's raised the fire, the passion for Jermell Charlo to do exactly what he says he wants to do, knock Terence Crawford out. So let's say he beats Canelo Alvarez. Ooh, and that's a big if. Okay, coming to Canelo at 168 and you're at 154 talking about, I'm going to take you out. You know what I mean? But if he does do that, his stock will definitely rise and he will be looked at upon like Terence Crawford. Why? Because if he goes and challenges Canelo Alvarez at 168 and beats Canelo Alvarez at 168, he takes all those belts with him. Guess what? He's still already the 154-pound champion at 154, undisputed. So now he's a two-time undisputed champion along with Terence Crawford, along with Clarissa Shields. So we'll have these guys battling it out, and it looks great for boxing right now. And he has vested interest because his friend was beat up really badly by Terence Crawford. It was almost looking at like watching Drago beat up Apollo and kill him. You know what I mean? And Jermell Charlo is Rocky. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Jermell Charlo stating that he wants to knock Terrence Crawford out. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!